Back in the summer of 2019, when I finally was a full body yes to becoming a mama, after decades of not knowing I wanted to, because I was afraid of the kind of mom I would be given my childhood. And this is obviously months before getting pregnant. I remember sitting down and asking myself, who do I need to become a mama to my child? I wanted to get laser clarity on who I needed to be to show up big for my future child. I obviously wanted to be kind and patient and loving and trusting, but the thing that struck me the most was that I wanted to be calm, peaceful, and in flow, because I didn't want my child to be rushed around everywhere, feeling like they were on a deadline or that there was a reason to feel stressed. My childhood was stressful. We were always late. We were always rushing from one thing to the next, and it felt like chaos. It felt like I was always in survival mode, and I later adopted that chaos and survival mode to build a life as an adult. I remember always being vigilant and hyper aware of everything, like I was always on guard as a child. Overwhelm was my default mode, and I carried that way of operating well into high school and college, becoming a practitioner, and all the way into my 30s. There have been multiple times in my life that I have been very addicted to stress. I would go so far as to say that I have thrived on stress because I really loved leveraging that extra boost of energy that I would get from my own epinephrine and adrenaline. I would feel wound up and ready to conquer the world. I would use my own adrenaline to give me that cutting edge to get me through super tight deadlines and crazy to-do lists, and it was the best way that I knew how to get a lot done in a very small amount of time. And I experienced a lot of quick and big wins because of my stress response system backing me up. And I learned, this was something I was really good at. I learned how to be extremely efficient because of stress. I timed myself doing everything so that I could improve that time when I did that activity the next time. I was literally always up against the clock, from pumping my gas to going to the grocery store to making dinner to getting ready in the morning to even going to the bathroom at a restaurant. I mean, honestly, if you were behind me in the restroom line, it was your lucky day because I was going to be in and out of there faster than anyone you've ever met. I thought leveraging stress made me a superwoman, but I was really the poster girl for rushing women's syndrome and trauma-driven productivity. Now, I know all of this today, but for a long time, I leveraged my childhood trauma into being productive, indispensable, stressed, and anxious, until one day it brought me to my knees, and I had no choice because I knew I needed to make a change. But here's the kicker. How do you heal something that's hardwired, deeply ingrained into your body, like a deep ingrained pattern? How do you heal something that has been stored in your body for decades inside of your cells? Initially, I tried to change what I did every day, but I found myself back at square one over and over again until I realized that I was doing it all wrong. And goodness knows, I paid the consequences of figuring this out because it took me a minute. Instead of changing what I did, I changed who I was. I decided to be someone who doesn't do overwhelm and stress anymore. I decided to be the person who operates out of peace and calm. I imagined myself being in that future version of me, and then I started to do what she did, what that future version of me was doing, how she was living her life in a very calm and flow-driven manner. And that became my new identity. I realized that the most powerful way to change your health and your life is twofold. That first step is getting crystal clear on how you want to feel. And I'm talking about you can vividly feel it, imagine it, smell it. Like, that's how crystal clear you get. Like, you can see yourself living that life, being that person. And then the second step is being that person who has what you want now, meaning your future self. So the question to ask isn't, what do I do to stop operating from overwhelm and stress and survival mode? That isn't the question at all, because let me tell you, I asked myself that question hundreds of times and I never got the result I was looking for. The question really is, and it took me years to figure this out, is who do I get to become to be the person who operates from a place of peace and calm? Because the truth is, if I wanted to stop repeating the same old patterns patterns. I needed to change who I was being, not just what I was doing. And that right there has been the biggest game changer in all aspects of my life, especially my health, especially healing old trauma patterns, and even in my purpose-driven career. I have used those questions to transform everything. And this, let me tell you, this is everything. See, most of us write goals and we start taking action and we start making behaviors on the changes that we want to make, but we rarely are clear on who we need to become or who we want to become. We're rarely clear on that future version of ourselves. This often leads us back to square one, or it leads us feeling unmotivated or even not sure where we're going, right? We can just start doing things and we may be doing it in the wrong direction. Like you may be you doing all these steps and doing all these actions and then realize that you were on the wrong road the entire time. Like that clarity is everything. So that if you are doing actions, that you are doing actions in the direction that you actually want to go. I have done actions that have literally left me spinning my wheels and wasting my time and ultimately having me start all over again. And I realized that wasn't where I was trying to go at all. And so always that first step now is, who do I want to become? What does my future self look like? What does my future healthy self look like? And then I get to step into becoming her. And what I've learned in the whole process of all of this is that there is a much better way, right? You can choose to be your future self right now instead. So I want you to just quickly imagine your future self at the end of 2024, at the end of this year, and then show up as that person right now. Go to bed at the same time they would go to bed. Schedule your life the way they would schedule it. Do the habits that they would do. Move your body the way that they would move their body during the day. Have a morning and evening routine the way that they would implement it. Care for yourself the way that they would care for themselves. React the way that they would react in any circumstance, right? Show up as them now. And before you know it, you will have become that person and enjoyed the entire process and transformation along the way without an insane amount of effort or struggle. And I think that's the best part of all. Like, I was so tired of struggling my way to who I wanted to become because I had no clarity. Now, I get that we always get to fail forward, and goodness knows I have done so much of that, but I'm also open to the way that gets me there quicker, that gets me the results that I want now, sooner than later. Again, you first got to get clear. You got to create the vision and operate from that energy. This has been, hands down, the most critical practice that has transformed my stressaholic way of being, because my future self doesn't operate in stress. She doesn't create a life like that. She does things so much differently. She uses practices to regulate her nervous system, and it works. She embodies a way of being calm and being peaceful and operating in flow. Who I am today compared to who I was 3.5 years ago is vastly different. Even as a mom to a 3-year-old toddler boy, right? I am living that future version of myself today. I am someone who doesn't do overwhelm anymore. I am someone who doesn't operate from stress. This process works, and honestly, what do you have to lose? And I think that was kind of the defining moment for me when I was really wanting to heal these deeply ingrained patterns. I didn't want to operate in survival mode anymore. I didn't want to be that woman anymore. I wanted to show up different. I wanted a new identity, and I knew that that was possible. And so when I learned this process, a decade ago, I thought to myself, what do I have to lose? At the very least, I get some clarity on how to be the person I want to be. And in the best case scenario, I literally become that person. And that's exactly what happened. So what if your health or your dream is on the other side of you imagining your future self and then becoming that person today or that weekend once you get clear? Because this process is so freaking powerful, and it has changed my life in such a profound way. And this all came about in all of the personal development work I really dug into in my 30s, right? This isn't anything new. I didn't develop this, but I have implemented it for well over a decade, and I have in a lot of ways made it my own in the area that I really focused this practice, not only in the dreams that I've created, in the career that I've wanted, but most importantly in the health that I have tried to embody, because I have had so many health struggles. And this is the one thing that I have always anchored into once I learned how to do it, because it is the first step that I have found to create the type of health health, the type of vitality that I not only feel like I deserve, but that I am embarking towards. So again, because this process has been so powerful and has changed my life in such a profound way, I spent the second half of the last year after I recovered from my brain injury, which, by the way, I used this process to recover from my brain injury, an injury that, was a possibility that I wouldn't fully recover from. And I decided to create this because the profound journey that I had last year was just unmistakably a process that I felt so many people deserved to walk through and to be a part of. So I spent that time, I created my newest program, which is the program I'm talking about, which is Step into Your Future Epic Health. I designed this course to intentionally take you deeper into yourself, to allow you to fully connect with what you want and where you want to go, and also what's standing in your way, so that you are thriving in your body sooner than you imagined possible. So within the Step into Your Future Epic Health course, you'll get immediate access. It's obviously already up. We've had hundreds of people buy it already. You get access to 3 video modules where I walk you through exactly how your mindset and physical health are inextricably connected and what your first steps are to break free of any limiting beliefs. Next, you're going to get effective tools and practices designed to shift your energy to be in the energy of who you want to become and to accelerate your healing journey, no matter what part of that journey you're on. You're going to get a powerful, guided digital workbook that leads you on the journey of identifying your own limiting beliefs, your goals, and who you're trying to become, and then the action steps to get you where you want to go. Next, you're going to get a 10-minute guided visualization and meditation practice that is, again, just moves you through it. It's not too long, that will help you connect more deeply with what you truly want to accomplish in the days, weeks, and months ahead, and so much more. Basically, it's everything you need to really step into that future version of you so that you are thriving and you feel healthy and resilient and you are just conquering the world in a way that feels so good and in alignment with you. Now, you can get instant access to all of this right now at drmariza.com/epichealth. And it's only $49. That's it. Like, I wanted to price this in a way that it was an easy full body yes. And honestly, what do you have to lose, right? What do you have to lose to imagine yourself on the other side? At the very least, you get clarity on who you want to become, and you get to start to take some of those actions towards that direction. And I think for every single one of us, the first step in anything that we want, we have to have a vision of what it is. We have to have it in our mind of where we're going to go, whether it is a vacation or our dream home or our healthy body, whatever it may be. And that's what I love. At the very least, I know that you're going to walk away with something so tangible that is going to transform your life. I mean, it cannot not do so. And then also what I promise is that this course will lead you through the foundational first step on any healing journey, no matter what your end goal may be. This is my desire. This is my wish for you, 100%. I mean, honestly, if I'm not helping to move you closer to your radiant, resilient body, then I have no idea what I'm doing here. So I cannot wait to see you claiming your epic health and embodying a version of you that you love, that feels amazing, that feels good sooner than you think. And if you have somebody in your life who is going through it, who has been stuck, who doesn't want their health in 2024 to be like it was in 2021 or 22 or 23, that they haven't been able to turn the corner, or that they want to heal some big patterns, or that they want to step out of that stress response mode that so many of us are in, please share this episode with them. Take a moment and subscribe for the show, and take a moment and rate it. Again, I'm hoping this is just one more tool in your toolbox that optimizes your life and your health in a way that, that is greater than your wildest dreams. Until the next episode, have an amazing, amazing day.